I'm Stephen John Drew from the official GonnaGeek.com show, a weekly geek news podcast that is a part of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the show you're checking out now. Shows on the network are individually owned, and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Find other awesome geeky shows at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
Hey guys, Josh here. Can you believe it's 2025? It's just, where are the years going? But I just wanted to start today's episode off by saying, wherever you are in the world today, I hope that you and your loved ones are safe. There's some crazy stuff happening in Los Angeles, in America, right at this time. I hope that everyone there specifically is doing what they need to keep themselves and their families safe. And we'll jump straight into today's topic. Is getting closure or a wound-up finale of a TV show always best? And I was rewatching the show Grimm recently, and that's how I kind of came to pose this question to myself. And Grimm, although it had its production issues over its run and it was on the chopping block more than once, what Grimm did do was they got to wind everything up. At the end of their 6th season, the creators got to end the show how they wanted to end the show. And in general, that sounds like it's a really good thing. They didn't leave fans frustrated with a big cliffhanger like Terminator, Sarah Connor Chronicles, which long-time listeners of this show will know is my favourite show. They also didn't use the finale to kind of create a real hard artistic misdirection or completely move away from what the majority of fans might want or have been screaming for, say like a Chuck. So Grimm did what most people would think is the right thing. They ended the show well, they tied up all the loose ends, and generally it was a really enjoyable 2-part finale, and they had a great bad guy at the end. The best bad guy probably throughout the entire show. That's always good when the final boss is the final boss. So that led me to think though, why did altogether satisfying ending of Grimm trigger the thought straight away within a couple of minutes of finishing episode 12, I think it is, of season 6 of Grimm? I was thinking about how much the ending of Terminator stuck with me and how frustrated I was by the ending of Chuck. And today is an idea, guys. This isn't a fleshed out idea. This isn't an idea that I've critiqued or I've had other people critique. That's your opportunity now to do that. But I'm just sharing how I feel. There's no contest between how often I think about a show with a satisfying ending or an ending that you might call getting closure, I guess, versus one with frustration or emotion or anger even involved from the fan perspective that a creative choice was made or the show got cancelled on a cliffhanger. I spend way more time thinking about Chuck, thinking about Terminator, thinking about the end of season 5 of Buffy, how if that had have been the ending, one of the greatest finales of all time in television, in my opinion, it could have ended there. Some people would say it probably should have. But those endings left me with an emotional feeling. A lot of it was negative emotion too. The best television, like the best music, doesn't always have to be driven by positivity and or have a positive outcome. And sometimes sitting in that negativity is actually kind of comforting, which is what I'm getting to today. The frustration, the disappointment, and I did say the word anger before. That might be a little much. It's television, I know, but that moment at the end of Chuck, and I won't give anything away in case you haven't seen either show, Terminator or Chuck. I'm just going to use them as 2 examples. That moment, the last 10 minutes, it was beautiful, and I just wanted to have 5 minutes in a room with the head writers. And I don't know, honestly, what would have happened in that room. I look at it now, though, that those shows, because of the artistic vision of the creators, not giving me exactly what I wanted, it wasn't an ice cream or a tub of sweetened yogurt. This was an artistic voyage that the creators took us on, their creative expression mixed with how we integrated and interacted with the show. They led me to a place where 15 years later, in the case of Terminator, and over a decade since I've seen the finale of Chuck, I'm still thinking about it. And once again, guys, I'm not saying these ideas will stand up to any form of intellectual interrogation. I'm only 24 hours removed from a show about fairy tales, guys, and that's triggered some ideas about artificial intelligence and a war of the future, and a show about a guy who ends up with government secrets in his head. So it's not a university here, guys. I'm sitting in my friend's kitchen. I'm pretty much just yelling at a wall, and the only thing stopping all the sound bouncing back straight into the mic on that wall is a wooden cutout of Australia covered in spoons. So that's where we're at, guys. But thank you so much for joining me for the first episode of On the Bubble podcast in 2025. Thank you to the Gunner Geek Network. I really feel excited about podcasting in 2025. I didn't feel that way in 2023 or 2024. I think I was just burnt out, but I'm back. If you're still listening, thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.